Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm just going to be announcing that I finished the first book in my series. My series is a fantasy romance series, YA, but it's got crossover appeal. So I'm just kind of going to go through and talk to you guys a little bit about what it took to get to this point and my plans for the future. So I'm going to call this video, I finished my book, now what? So my book ended up being 40 chapters long and 80,000 words. I try, just because of my OCD, I try to keep all my chapters around the same length, so they're around 2,000 words each. I'm going to just be scrolling through so that you can't really read too much, but yeah, sneak peek of the book. So 40 chapters, 80,000 words, and I'm going to basically keep this up for my whole series. One thing I decided that I'm going to do is, this is my about the author page at the end. One thing I decided that I'm going to do is, in addition to my series here, so you see the 4 books listed here at the top, that's going to be the main series. And then as I was writing this book, I discovered there was so much more to this world that I wanted to share. So I decided I was going to write standalone books that can be read post-series. They're all going to be set post-series, but they're not going to be in any particular orders. You could read one of them, you could read all of them, you could read none of them, and the story would be complete, but it's just extra things. I want to explore some of the different creatures and places in the world that I've been creating in my head. So one other thing I decided was that I did not end this book on a cliffhanger. I hate when authors do that. It's just a pet peeve of mine. I feel like each story should be like its own complete thing on its own. So like this could be read on its own. The story continues, but the problem that's introduced in this book, the problems that are introduced in this book are more or less solved for the moment, at least in this book. So I'm proud of that. Another thing I've been working on this week is I wanted to change all my titles. So I had like the working titles going for my chapters, but I wanted to change all my chapter titles to names that had to do with either fire or darkness or shadow, because this book is called Sparks and Shadows. And I just kind of decided that I wanted all the chapters to go along with that. So I've been on thesaurus.com nonstop, just trying to come up with things that made sense that were related to fire and darkness and secrets and discovery and things like that. That's kind of like one of the themes in this book. I started writing this book over a year ago. So like right when quarantine started back in March of 2020. Yeah, that's how long I've been working on this. I've actually been working on this series in one way or another. I've had the idea for it since I was 16. So yeah, for years, over a decade, I've been working on this. And it's just so surreal that I finally finished it. I'm so proud of it. I'm actually going to start revising it because I need to have this done by, let me show you. So today is the 27th, and I want to have this done by the end of the day on June 30th, because on July 1st, I have to start writing book 2, because I really want to get, book 2 is set in the winter time, and so I don't want to have to wait a whole year to release the sequel to the novel. I'm planning on releasing book 1 at the beginning of September. Somewhere in here, the beginning of September. And so I want to release book 2 the beginning of November so that it's, out there in plenty of time, and I don't have to wait a whole year to release book 2, because it's set in the winter time. and I think I'm going to make some mention of Christmas, so I don't want to release it in January or February, so I'm kind of under a time crunch. Basically, I'm going to have to be writing and revising that book at the same time, but I feel like once you get the first book out of the way in a series, you kind of know where you're headed with it, so book 2 hopefully is easier. And I have already designed my covers for the whole series, the 4-book series anyway, none of the standalones. I already created them, they're ready to go, and I'm going to make a separate video about how I did that and show you the cover for this book. But yeah, I just was working nonstop on this in the summer anyway, this month basically, June, because we didn't get out. I teach 6th grade language arts, and so we didn't get out of school until the last week of May. And so after that, I was like super focused on finishing the book. I had about 60,000 words written at that point, and I knew I wanted to add an extra 20. I needed to go back and add chapters to the middle to make it make sense. I needed to wrap up the ending, so I did all of that in less than a month, and I'm super proud of myself. I had a lot of this done before I had to go back to work when quarantine was lifted back in August of 2020. So yeah, the whole everything being locked down and everything, it was kind of a blessing in disguise for me as far as my writing went. It just kind of gave me time to fulfill a dream that I had for years, and I'm super grateful. So yeah, I am done with my book. This is how it looks. This is just Times New Roman, single space, 14-point font with a title page, a description page. Let me see. How did I do that? I'm going to make sure. I've got my title page, I know for a fact, and I've got a copyright page. The first chapter is titled The Kindling, and we've got my title page, my description here. So this is what the story is about. You can go ahead and read that there. I might change it a little bit. I don't know. This was just the description I was working with. I might add something, take something away. Got our copyright page, and then we start with the first chapter, The Kindling. And I'm just going to go back and make sure everything flows right, sounds right. I've got like a couple of days, so that's what I'm going to be working on. And Times New Roman, 14-point font with title page, copyright page, and my About the Author page. 162 pages just in document form. So I am so excited about this. I'm so proud of myself. I cannot wait for you guys to read this and get to know this world and these characters. I love these characters so much. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.